Welcome to Legion Builds, where I guide you on how to bring your favorite fictional characters into Dungeons & Dragons. This video and all my content is made possible by my Patreon supporters, and it's dedicated to everyone who subscribes to my channel. You're all the reasons why this keeps going. Join the Legion today at patreon.com/63rdlegion for free and help decide next week's new character. Joining my paid tiers allows you early access to my content, a shout out in my videos, homebrew D&D items for your games, and a chance to play some D&D in the Patreon community. We now have a Discord. It's just getting started, but we have some future plans coming, like events for Discord members and Patreon members. Back into the darkness of the 41st millennium, from Warhammer 40k and the Imperial Guard, it's the Ratlings. As humanity spread out amongst the stars, humans had to adapt to life on new worlds. After centuries, a new type of human classification had to be created, the abhuman. Out of these abhumans, the Ratlings are having the time of their life. Ratlings are humans who can only reach up to 3 feet tall, and they are in fact space hobbits. Seriously, they're space hobbits. From the corners of their society, Ratlings learn the basics of life: cooking, stealing, sneaking around, and having a good time, regardless of whoever is paying for it. Because of this, Ratlings have been brought into the Imperial Guard to serve as scouts, cooks, and snipers. And just so you understand, Ratlings purposely teach their children to be like this because it gives them a step up in society. I'm just gonna say it, if you are not a baseline human, your lot in life really is bad. That says something, because even baseline humans, their lives just suck in the Imperium. For today's build, we'll be using the Player's Handbook. We're using standard point array to keep things simple, and we are not multi-classing, so this will be easy if you switch systems. Make Dex 15, Wisdom 14, Charisma 13, Intelligence 12, Con 10, and we're dumping Strength with an 8 because it's not important for this build or your society. Ratlings are space hobbits, so we're going with halflings. You are small but have a 30-foot movement. Brave gives you advantage on saving throws against the frightened condition. Halfling nimbleness allows you to move through spaces that are occupied by creatures one size larger than you. Luck lets you re-roll results of 1 on a d20 test. Naturally stealthy allows you to take the hide action when you are obscured by a creature one size larger than you. To end out your lineage, you know the language Common and 2 more of your choice. For background, place +2 into Wisdom and +1 into Charisma. For your origin feat, Skilled grants you proficiency in up to 3 skills or tools of your choice in any combination. For these proficiencies, grab Brewer's Supplies, Cooking Utensils, and the skill Stealth. For skills, grab Survival and Sleight of Hand. To finish out your background, take proficiency in Navigator's Tools to help guide you through enemy lines. Level 1 rogues start things off with 4 skills. Take Athletics, Investigation, Perception, and Persuasion. You are proficient in Light Armor, Thieves' Tools, Simple Weapons, Martial Weapons with the Light and Finesse properties, and the saving throws Dex and Intelligence. Expertise doubles the proficiency bonus of 2 skills of your choice. Place this into Sleight of Hand and Stealth. Sneak Attack adds more damage to your shots. When you make an attack roll with a Finesse or ranged weapon while you have advantage on the attack, or when you have an ally within 5 feet of the target, you can add 1d6 to the damage once per turn. Thieves' Cant gives you 2 more languages. First, it gives you Thieves' Cant, which is a coded language, and then 1 more of your choice. Weapon Mastery improves your weapons. At the end of a long rest, you choose 2 weapons you're proficient with, and now you can access their special properties when you use them. For some weapon masteries you'll see, Light Crossbow gives you Slow, which reduces a creature's speed hit by this weapon by 10 feet until the start of your next turn, but this can never be reduced lower than 10 feet. Short Sword gives you Vex, which gives you advantage on your next attack against a creature you've hit with this weapon before the start of your next turn. Level 2 rogues gain Cunning Action. Hide, Dash, and Disengage are bonus actions for you. Level 3 rogues now have access to their subclass. Thief from the Player's Handbook is going to help you with far more than just stealing things. Second Story Work gives you a climbing speed that equals your walking speed. Also, you now use your dex to determine your jump distance. Fast Hands adds some more bonus actions. Sleight of Hand checks and utilize actions are now bonus actions for you. Steady Aim is a sniper's best friend. Now on a turn you haven't moved, you can use your bonus action to reduce your speed to 0 until the end of your turn, giving yourself advantage on your next attack. Your Sneak Attack is now 2d6 extra damage. Level 4 rogues earn our first ability score improvement, and we need some feats. Crossbow Expert from the player's handbook adds +1 to your dex and then improves your crossbow skills. You can now ignore loading properties to crossbows you are proficient with. Firing a ranged attack with an enemy within 5 feet doesn't impose disadvantage, and you can use a hand crossbow with a bonus action when you are wielding a light weapon. Level 5 rogues unlock Uncanny Dodge. Now when you take damage from an attack you can use your reaction to halve the damage. Cunning Strike adds effects to your sneak attack damage by sacrificing damage dice from it. You can only add one effect to your sneak attack. For these effects, Trip costs 1d6 and forces a dex save after dealing damage, dropping them prone if they fail. Withdraw costs 1d6, and after you deal damage, you can now move up to half your total speed without provoking attack of opportunity. Poison costs 1d6, and if you have a Poisoner's Kit, you can force a con save after you deal damage. If they fail, they have the poison condition for 1 minute and can retake the save at the end of each of their turns. Your sneak attack is now 3d6 extra damage. You've hit character level 5, bringing your proficiency bonus to +3. Level 6 rogues learn 2 more expertise. Place this into survival and perception. Level 7 rogues gain evasion. Now when you succeed on a dex save, you take no damage and half on a failure. Reliable talent improves all your skills and tools. Now when you take a d20 test for a skill or tool you're proficient with, you can never roll lower than 10 on the d20. Your sneak attack is now 4d6 extra damage. Level 8 rogues earn another ability score improvement, and we need another feat. Sharpshooter from the player's handbook is going to make you a sniper. First, it adds +1 to dex and then improves your shots. Now ranged attacks against a target that is behind half or 3/4 cover ignore the cover, and you can now fire at a ranged weapon's maximum range without imposing disadvantage on the shot. Level 9 Thief rogues learn Supreme Sneak. You now have a new Cunning Strike. Stealth attack costs 1d6, and if you are hiding and have the invisible condition, the condition isn't ended when you take your shot if you are behind 3/4 or total cover. Your sneak attack is now 5d6 extra damage. You've reached character level 9. Raise your proficiency bonus to +4. Level 10 rogues earn another ability score improvement, raise dex for more stealth and ranged shots. Level 11 rogues receive improved Cunning Strike. You now can use 2 Cunning Strikes with a single sneak attack, but you still must pay the cost for both. Your sneak attack is now 6d6 extra damage. Level 12 rogues earn another ability score improvement, raise charisma for better persuasion. Level 13 Thief rogues unlock Use Magic Device. You can now attune to up to 4 magic items, and you can roll 1d6 when you use a magic item that has charges, and if you roll a 6, it doesn't expend a charge. You can also use spell scrolls by making an Arcana check. Your sneak attack is now 7d6 extra damage. You're now character level 13, bring your proficiency bonus to +5. Level 14 rogues now have Devious Strikes. You have 3 more Cunning Strikes added to your range. For these new Cunning Strikes, Daze costs 2d6, and after you deal damage you can force a con save, and if they fail, they can now only do one thing their next turn. They can take any action, take a bonus action, or move. Obscure costs 3d6, and after you deal damage, you can force a dex save. If they fail, they are blinded until the end of your next turn. Knockout costs 6d6, and after you deal damage, you can force a con save. If they fail, they fall unconscious for 1 minute. They stay unconscious until they take damage, or if they retake the save at the end of their turns. Level 15 rogues gain Slippery Mind. You are now proficient in Wisdom and Charisma saves. Your sneak attack is now 8d6 extra damage. Level 16 rogues earn our official last ability score improvement. Place this into Strength to remove that negative. Level 17 Thief rogues get their final subclass feature, Thief's Reflex. You gain a second turn the first round of combat. You determine this second place in initiative by -10 to your first initiative. Your sneak attack is now 9d6 extra damage. You've hit the final milestone, character level 17. Max out your proficiency bonus at +6. Level 18 rogues receive elusive. Attacks against you can now never be at advantage. Level 19 rogues earn an epic boon. You can now take any feat, including epic boon feats. For this epic boon, Boon of Combat Prowess adds +1 to your dex. Then, if you miss with an attack roll, you can instead hit automatically. You can do this once per turn. Your sneak attack is now maxed out at 10d6 extra damage. Our final level is level 20 rogue, and you get Stroke of Luck. Now when you fail a d20 test, you can automatically pass it instead. You can use this feature once per short or long rest. Now that we've hit level 20, let's recap. Your stats are Strength 10, Dex 20, Con 10, Intelligence 12, Wisdom 16, Charisma 16. Let's dive in. You are a skilled sniper. Using a light crossbow, your total range is 320 feet, you're dealing 1d8 plus 5 plus 10d6 damage, and you can make this shot at advantage. You can also knock them down with your attacks, slow them down, blind them, knock them out, and use ranged shots in melee combat. You're also sneaky. Your stealth is +17, and that roll can never be lower than 27. You can hide behind people, hide with a bonus action, and most importantly, you can fire a shot and remain hidden. Finally, you're just good to have around. You can make drinks, food, steal things very easily, can even be a good navigator, and finally, you can just automatically do things or just reroll ones. Downside: your strength score is bad till late in the game, though reliable talent does help with athletics checks. And that's really it. You're a well-rounded character that has a lot of skills that can make you useful. So head out and stalk the enemies of the God Emperor, or just steal some supplies and make a good meal that everyone's gonna love. I'd like to thank my Artificer tier. Thank you John Martin, Christopher R. Hunter, Java Squirrel, and Daniel Saffler. Make sure to like and subscribe to not miss a single new build each week on YouTube and Spotify. And make sure to check out my Patreon where you can help decide next week's new character.